Going on, everybody? It's your boy, that Pens fan 412, and I'm coming back at you with a different kind of video today because, well, as you may know, this is being uploaded on a day after when there wasn't any Penguins hockey. But you know what? That's fine. I never explicitly said that I was going to be just a let's talk about the games kind of channel. That would be stupid. As a Penguins fan, you should be able to talk about things about your team, about the league, about anything really, and that's kind of why I'm here today, right? As my face disappears over here, as you can see, I shall turn the brightness up on my light so that I don't disappear for you all. Now you're probably wondering why I'm making this video, why we're even here right now, why you're even watching this. And the fact of the matter is that some recent news has struck the Penguins organization, has struck the franchise, has struck the fans, has struck the city of Pittsburgh to its core. Chris Letang, defenseman of the Pittsburgh Penguins, has suffered another stroke recently, as recent as last Saturday. Now, while this is jarring, and I can quite admit that reading it online, getting text messages from my friends telling me about it, my family talking to me about it after they got home or whatever, us just having general conversation about it. I remember the first time that he had a stroke, and it was right as I was starting to really become a hockey fan, more or less. And it was one of those things where it's like, I didn't really pay attention to it. I was much younger. This is back in 2014. I was just getting into hockey when it happened, and as somebody who's a blossoming Penguins fan, Chris Letang's one of those dudes where I genuinely I respect the guy. He was great then. He's great now, right? Dude had amazing hair. Still has amazing hair. Had the wonderful hair flow. Every before the game, they're singing the national anthem. This man's hair just coming down, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like you think about the little things, right? Tiny little bits. Little bits and pieces, right? Originally. And now me, years later, he's 29 at the time, I believe. 29. No, 26. He was 26 at the time. My brain had a fart. Got the 6 and the 9 backwards. You can laugh at that as a small bit of humor in this video, but I shouldn't be laughing. This is supposed to be a serious thing. I'm supposed to be serious. It's supposed to be real. About to just lay it down. But in reality, back then that stroke was it was bad. It was like scary, like super scary. Like his career was questionable then. And then, I read a couple articles today with different hockey analysts and people that were there then, that were journalists then, and are journalists now. And they talk about how this stroke is substantially less severe than it was then. It is more minor now. Now, to me as a hockey fan, the first thing I thought to my brain is this is his second stroke. This man has given everything he's got to the game of hockey. He's a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, multiple-time Norris nominee, probably should be a Norris title holder, but hasn't really been voted in that well. I mean, and maybe that's just my bias, my personal bias. Chris Letang's a guy. He's always been the dude that can play offense. He can pass the puck. He can shoot the puck. He can score goals. He can get assists. But then he can also play defense. He can throw the body. He can do everything. He does everything on the ice. And I know this might sound a little ironic, hypocritical of me, because this whole season I've been very, so to say, hard on him because his play hasn't been necessarily the best of recent years. But when the man has a stroke, you start to put in perspective why he's not playing at his 100% like he usually does, right? Probably had a lot of health stuff going on all season. He's probably felt it all season. You know, there's something about that. Once you have one, I'm sure he can feel that like his body's just having complications of some nature. I mean, I'm still sure it was a massive surprise. I mean, nobody expects to have a stroke at 35, but it's one of those things where it's like, as somebody who's been so critical about his play, I personally would apologize. I want to apologize for that as a Penguins fan. You know, I was being very critical about his play, very unbiased. I was just trying my best to be unbiased about the situation, but in reality, the man's had some health problems going on, and I'm not going to sit here and say that in hindsight. One second, I feel a sneeze coming, and it's bothering me. Are you gonna go away? I apologize for the sniffling. Are you gonna go away, sneeze? It went away. It's gone. It's in the ether. Chris Letang, the first thing I thought when I read about it originally, when I saw the news article originally, was maybe it's time to hang the skates up, you know? The original news article. Now, after reading some stuff today and, you know, listening to a few different people that are more in the up and up of these specifics of the Penguins organization, and knowing that his representatives have even come out and said that he wants to make a full recovery and come back and play, and knowing that it wasn't necessarily as severe as the first one, he can. I think he can. I believe that he can. But I raise the question of, should he? This man is, like I said, he's given everything to the game of hockey. And I believe that, personally, if he were to hang up his skates, he's had a Hall of Fame career already. He's already had a Hall of Fame career. I know coming back for another year would put him as well as Crosby and Malkin would make history as the longest reigning 3-player group to ever play any sport ever together for the longest amount of time. I know that that's a thing that's weighing on everybody's mind of how they're about to make history, break a record. But strokes are nothing to play with, right? Now, Chris Letang's out indefinitely. I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame anybody. I believe that he should do everything in his power to recover from something like this. I believe that he should take as much time as he wants, that he needs, that he wants, that he desires to fully get his health back in order again. But if anybody can bounce back from it, I think he is that anybody. He is that guy, that dude. But at the same time, my brain tells me, you know what, man? You've had a Hall of Fame career. Maybe it is time. Maybe you should consider hanging him up, spending life, getting back into a family life. You know, like many hockey players, maybe becoming a broadcast analyst. Probably a really good broadcast analyst, let's be honest. And just going from there. But, you know, guys, he's a competitor. He's a very competitive dude, and he's a very hardworking hockey player, and the chances that he'll come back from this even better than he was before are very high. So we'll see what happens in the future. But for right now, Chris Letang is out indefinitely and needs to take as much time as physically possible as necessary, and even more so to get his health back together. And I wish him nothing but luck. I wish him nothing but a speedy recovery. And I'm glad that it wasn't nearly as bad as it was the first time. I'm glad that it wasn't, life-threatening in that regard. And I'm hopeful for the future for Tanger. Where does that leave Pittsburgh as a team? Luckily, we've got Jeff Petrie, who I think can carry that torch. He's done it in Montreal for years. I think he can step up to the plate and be that leader defensively for the team. There might be some moves to get another defenseman to kind of solidify the defense again. It happens. Hockey is a very unpredictable sport when it comes to injuries and things like this. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for everything, as I think any Penguins fan should be. The second thing on the docket, just real quick before I wrap this all up and do a nice little bow. Recently, my former Greek life organization at Teal College in Greenville, Pennsylvania, had started their yearly tradition, their yearly philanthropy. It's called the Walk-A-Thon. It is 1 week of the year, usually the first week of December, or going into the first week of December. Phi Theta Phi of Teal College, a local fraternity founded at Teal, walks from Greenville, Pennsylvania to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's about a 200-mile journey. Originally, the OGs actually physically walked the entire way. Ever since automobiles have become more easily accessible, things have changed a little bit, but they stand in every town, every major intersection from Greenville to Pittsburgh, collecting money for the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh's Free Care Fund. This walk-a-thon's been going on for a number of years. It's raised over, I believe, $1.2 million altogether for the fund. The Free Care Fund was founded to support families who cannot necessarily pay for the expensive medical costs it takes for their children to have for whatever condition they may be suffering from. And it's one of the biggest reasons why I ever joined the fraternity. I was a part of the main walk-a-thon for about 5 years. And it's one of those causes that personally I will represent forever. So if you're within the Greenville to Pittsburgh area, those being, say, Mercer County, Grove City, anywhere, Pittsburgh, December 2nd and December 3rd are the two main days. It's a Friday and Saturday. They will be standing out collecting donations. If you see a sign for the walk-a-thon, if you see a vest, if you see a brother, roll them down. Donate to the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh's Free Care Fund. Help a child, help a family, and help the big kids who help the little kids who cannot help themselves. I thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. I expect honesty from everyone. If you got any comments, questions, and concerns, please do in fact put those down in the comment section below. I will put the link for the walk-a-thon for the online donations in the description. And we're close to 20 subscribers, so if you guys want to rise up and you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you want to rise up and add to that list, I'd like to get to 20 subscribers before the end of the year. That would be amazing. And I thank you all for watching. And yeah, peace out, everybody, and have a wonderful Thursday.